Former GOP Congressman David Jolly revealed something about Obamacare that was fascinating.
Let's call balls and strikes here. Obamacare did raise taxes on the wealthy, and this bill rolls it back. But it wasn't just the wealthy that lost their doctors and their plans. Listen, I'm a tale of two patients. Prior to Congress, I lost my doctor. I lost my plan under Obamacare, and it was part by subsidizing those who needed additional coverage. But, Lawrence, I'm going to share something with you and the American people tonight that most people probably don't know. Here's the other patient that David Jolly is. On January 4th, I was a former member of Congress, unemployed with no health insurance and a pre-existing condition. And while I ultimately chose a private sector plan, I also knew in 2017 Obamacare provided an exchange that was a safety net that wasn't there before. And to be honest with you, if I had had to rely on it, I knew it was there. And that's why the politics of Obamacare in 2017 are different than 2013. I lost my doctor and I lost my plan in 2013, and I was angry about Obamacare, and I ran for Congress. But in 2017, as an unemployed person with a pre-existing condition, I knew Obamacare was there as a safety net if my wife and I needed it.
That's interesting, isn't it? He didn't notice how this was important for many people when it didn't affect him, but when it does affect him in a positive way, then he's like, yeah, I see that. Look, I actually kind of like David Jolly. As far as Republicans go, he really is one of the better ones because David Jolly actually tried to do some legislation to get money out of politics, or at the very least limit money in politics. So he strikes me as like a really like principled kind of guy, which there's very few principled politicians out there, and never mind principled Republican politicians that were in Washington. Oh, he's like an albatross. I think that's hard to see, right? Like that's rare or something, albatross. I'm using phrases I don't even know what the fuck they mean. So I actually kind of like him. But look, David, you know, this is something we've spoken about for a long time now, which is there's this thing that happens a hell of a lot on the right where until said issue affects them personally, they're dicks about it, you know? Like how many Republican politicians are like against gay marriage, against, you know, doing anti-discrimination clauses for the LGBTQ community. But then when they learn, oh, my kid's gay, all of a sudden they flip. I think Rob Portman was one where that happened. Dick Cheney was another where that happened. Where it's like, yeah, family values, one man, one woman, that's the way to do it. Oh, what, my kid's gay? Anyway, yeah, I'm in favor of gay rights. Like, really, you can't, because all it is just a basic intellectual exercise of when, even if you don't know anybody who's affected by that in any way, you sit down and you think about it and you go, how would I feel if I was that person? If you're a gay person and you love somebody and you want to get married, you want to make that commitment, but the laws make it so you can't do that. How would you feel if you were in their shoes? It's not that hard to do the intellectual exercise. And then the conclusion is, yeah, it's kind of fucked up to just say, no, we're not going to let you do it because of your genitals. You know, another example, this one probably pisses me off more than anything. The FEMA example. When Hurricane Sandy hit where I live, by the way, I lost power for over a week because of Hurricane Sandy, and there is noise coming from my phone. This happens way too often. When Hurricane Sandy hit, the Democrats were like, okay, look, we got to help the people and we got to do FEMA funding. This is like what FEMA is for, emergency funding for situations like this. Billions of dollars worth of damage just happened. The Democrats were like, yep, let's do it. The Republicans, a lot of them voted against the FEMA funding. When a giant fucking hurricane wreaked havoc and destroyed people's lives, literally. So, let me just shut this off. So, why would you do that? Why on earth would you do that? But then, again, this happened with a bunch of the different congressmen and senators. When their states flooded, the same people that voted against the FEMA funding for New York and the Northeast in general, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, we need FEMA funding. Oh, my God, we have flooding. And what are you, oh, heartless bastards. Who would vote against this? This is unbelievable. You have to vote for it. And by the way, the Democrats do. They say, of course we're going to vote for it. Yeah, FEMA funding, yes, of course. But when it's the other way around, some Republicans didn't vote for it. Some did, to be fair, but some didn't vote for it. So, like, you have to stop being myopic, guys. Don't be myopic. Think about it. Use your mind. And unfortunately, too many don't do it. And this is an example where I'm happy he came around to the right position. David Jolly, good on you. But yeah, you should have thought about it and went, oh, look, there are the numbers. The numbers show millions more people were covered. So that is a good thing. And they get cheaper plans. That's a good thing. And actually, to be fair, when he talks about, well, my plan beforehand was taken away. David, the only way that's going to happen is if you had catastrophic coverage. Because catastrophic coverage was eliminated under Obamacare. Why? Because it's not really coverage. They charge you like $100 a month, but then they never cover you for anything. The only way you get covered, maybe, is if you are going to die because you randomly got cancer. And like even then, it's like a fucking $10,000 or $20,000 deductible. So it's basically, the assessment of it was, oh, this is like a scam. It's coverage that's not really giving people coverage. So they eliminated catastrophic care. And a lot of people who had catastrophic coverage said, oh my God, they eliminated my plan. How dare you? But it's like, no, you might not even realize it, but they fucking helped you because you were getting scammed. So maybe he had catastrophic coverage before and he lost that, which is why he was like, hey, Obamacare's so bad. But then now he realizes this is kind of a good thing. I'm happy he came around to the right position, but I just need people on the right to think about it before. Don't be so reactionary in here. No, I'm not going to do that. No, think about if you were that person in their shoes on whatever issue and then make your mind up.